Back today with Slay the Spire. Never played this before. It was on sale. And so I decided that it would be a, perhaps a wise business decision, to acquire it, to play it on stream, because I've heard that it is a turn-based game that could perhaps work with the eye tracker. And it's looking very promising because it has a mode in the settings. Where is it? I found it earlier, and I'm very happy that this mode exists. Where is it? Oh yeah, touchscreen mode. So I have enabled touchscreen mode, and it basically removes the cursor, so I won't have the cursor like in the way while I'm playing. Absolutely brilliant. So hopefully this is going to be a really nice experience for me, and I won't be, frustrated at the input options. So let's go. Let's try Slay the Spire for the first time. Okay, so little tidbit of information that probably isn't really very relevant to the gameplay, but whatever. I love the implementation in this game of the cursor for the touchscreen mode. Look at it. It's like a little dot, and it only shows up when you click. It's absolutely perfect for the eye tracker. I love it. It's brilliant. If I could have this kind of cursor for navigating windows, I would be a very happy chap, let me tell you. I was worried when I started it up because I saw that the game has one of those software cursors, one of the little PNG graphics cursors, quite a big one as well. And I was like, oh no, not a cursor. This is going to interact awfully with the eye tracker. I'm not going to be able to play this game. And then I saw that they had this implementation for touchscreen accessibility, but I'm not using touchscreen, but it works really well with the eye tracker. So maybe I should be looking up games that have that kind of touchscreen option on Steam. I'm clicking, but it's not telling me. Maybe it's because I'm in touchscreen mode. In the game with mouse controls, you can hover over them. Yeah, I think that's why. It's because I'm not playing the mouse control version. That's okay. Maybe I could look that up later, and figure it out. Yeah, I think it's because I'm on the touch screen option, which must be some kind of like different. It's like optimized for touch, I suppose. It's okay though. Another little challenge, Add to the challenge of the game, Well, I've got to say, this game is working exceptionally well with the eye tracker so far, and I'm very happy that I picked it up. I'm really, really, honestly, I'm over the moon because, as much as I love chess, I have been slowly losing my will to play it because it's the only damn game I've been able to play because of the disability stuff. So it's lovely to have another game. Do you have dexterity issues with your hands? Never asked. Kind of, I guess. I mean, the issues I have the most is pain and muscle tightness. So sometimes that can definitely affect my dexterity. And I suppose that pain affects dexterity in ways. But I don't have too much of an issue doing certain things with my hands. It depends on the action, Like, I can apply makeup okay, because it's not heavy to apply and it doesn't involve using my hands in ways that have pressure or anything, but it depends on the weight of the objects that I'm interacting with and a lot of factors, really. Is a touchscreen better than a keyboard? Yes. I can't write on a keyboard. Typing on a keyboard like this, just pain, literal pain. Whereas typing on my phone with my thumbs is okay, and typing on a tablet with my fingers is okay-ish, because the lack of analog triggers, right? The, actual physical buttons, the lack of buttons is actually really good for pain. Generally. Buttons are an issue for me. In all, Yeah. Buttons equals bad. Yeah. Not for anyone, right? And they're not as bad as landlords, but... Personally, I can't stand buttons. They're everywhere and they pain me to use. Yeah, I'm so hyped about the cursor options in this game. Every game should have these cursor options. Slay the Spire is now my favourite game of all time. Almost. Chess is... Not all time, but I mean, it's just that all my favourite games, like I have to kind of reevaluate all of my favourite games now. Like, what does it mean if I say, oh, my favourite game's Wind Waker? I can't even play the Wind Waker. How could it be my favourite game anymore, you know? I guess I could potentially play the Wind Waker one day if I managed to set up some kind of, you know, but I'm just done using my hands to try and play games. Like, it's just such a bad idea because all I'm doing is hurting myself and reducing my chances at having hand function in the future if I use my hands to play games. Like, I've gotten to a point where it's just like, if it's so painful, then maybe I should just not ever do it, you know? Like, I could use my hands to play games, but at what cost, you know? Long term, you know? I gotta think about these things kind of like, you know, I'm only 27, it would be nice to still be able to use my hands a bit when I'm 50, you know? Good news is you can get hundreds of hours out of this game. Perfect. I'm all in. You love the first The Last of Us game, but The Last of Us 2 released with accessibility options that helped me so much that I can't go back and play the first one. Oh! I didn't know that. That's interesting. Oh, no, I do remember now that they seem to have made a... Yeah, I remember now seeing a few videos about, like, or articles about the accessibility options in The Last of Us 2. I haven't really looked too far into it because I just figured that I wouldn't be able to play them anyway, but... I have awful eyesight, so I play The Last of Us with the colorblind mode on during combat. Your dyscalculia also makes navigating levels difficult. You press a button to point you in the direction that advances the story. It's pretty cool. That is so cool. That is very cool. Okay, I can imagine that going back to a version without those options once you've tried them would just be incredibly frustrating. So I remember now the article that I saw was about the colorblind mode, I think. That's very cool that they put that in. People were calling the colorblind mode the journalist mode in a derogatory way. Journalist mode? What does that mean? Oh, does it mean like, oh, this mode is easier, so that's what journalists play? That's ridiculous. You know, all of these gamers who complain about accessibility options are going to be eating their freaking words when they are 65 and they have arthritis. Let me tell you that. You know, not laughing at their pain or anything. I'm just, you know, I'm just giggling because I know that they're going to eat their words in the future, you know. All of the gamers that make a big fuss about accessibility options now, that think that they will not be affected by disability in the future. It's just